Good morning, children. I hope you're well. Today we're going to start our extended writing on the journey. We're going to be looking at writing an emotive letter, including modal verbs. So if you have a pen and paper, can you please write the date and Walt? If not, press pause, go and get yourself a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen and a ruler, underlining your date and Walt, and write the Walt for me, please. Okay, so while Walt includes modal verbs, you did some work on this on Tuesday. So we're just going to have a really quick recap of what modal verbs are. So modal verbs modify the verb, they change the meaning of it. They give a degree of certainty or ability or obligation. We went through this the other day. It's just a reminder here, and it has some words that you might want to use in your writing today. So may, might, would, shall, will, can, could, must, should, and ought. And remember, you can always turn that to the negative as well. So you could have couldn't, mustn't, shouldn't. But let's move on because we've spent a lesson on this already. I want to look at this today. So this is the picture that we are going to be thinking about in our writing today. This is Mother meeting her friend, and her friend is telling her about a place where some people are going to escape, to find refuge, to find safety. And it's put a thought into Mother's mind of whether she should do the same. What should she do for her children? So what I did is I looked over your work from yesterday, and I looked at some of the ideas that you came up with about how Mother might be feeling. And I took some of your words out. Really good use of adjectives. Well done. So anxious came up quite a lot. Mum's feeling anxious, worried, terrified, cautious. She's not sure what to do. Responsibility. She's got the responsibility of looking after her children. Lonely. Lonely was a good one because her husband's just died. And even though she's got her two children, she doesn't want them to get sad. She came up with that idea yesterday in our Zoom as well. You don't want mum doesn't want to make the children feel sad or scared. So she's feeling a bit lonely. She's helpless and confused and desperate and distraught. Look at all of those emotion words that you came up with in your writing. They weren't my words, they were yours. Well done. If we were in class, we would have collected those in on our working wall. So well done. So I have decided to write a waggle. I did this for you last week, our last piece of extended writing, and it seemed to help. It's not the best piece of writing. I've tried. I could always improve. As I was writing it, I was deleting bits, I was changing bits around, I was adding things. Nothing you ever write for the first time will be completely right. So what you might want to do today is get your ideas together first, write it out. You might need to cross bits out, add bits in here and there. And then when you eventually finish your piece of writing, then you copy it out neatly and you send it over to me. I don't really want to see any work today with crossings out or scribbles. I want to see a beautiful piece of writing at the end of it. So let's have a look what I've done. So Dia, and I've not put a name in because I don't know her name. It doesn't tell me in the story. So I'm just going to leave it blank for now. I could think of a name if I want to. You can call her friend whatever you want to, but don't be spending the whole morning thinking about what the friend's going to be called. So I hope this letter finds you well. You are my most trusted and valued friend who I love and cherish dearly. I am writing to you to ask you for your advice. My life has changed so much. I feel so alone. My beloved husband has been taken by the war. Every morning I wake filled with fear and dread. The monstrous bombs which deafen our tired ears drop by our broken windows. The buildings shake and rumble like thunder, and I can take no more. What must I do to ensure the safety of my children? They are all I have left in this grey, noisy and terrifying world. I could try to escape, find freedom across the border. Ever since you told me about the journeys of others to the safety of the mountains, my mind has been racing with the dreams of happiness, refuge and safety. Would this be a reckless decision? Am I foolish? Can I move this? Am I foolish to think of escaping into the night with two small children and no one to help me? So I've started off your letter. This is about half of what I'd expect from you today. I'm going to go through it a little bit more detail, looking at what I want you to include. First of all, I'm going to show you on the next page. I'm not sure whether I have included all of my WILF, but I want a paragraph with an introduction. Paragraphs 2, 3, and 4 questioning whether you should go. So you've got to imagine your mother. And paragraph 5, a suitable ending. That's what I'm expecting. And I'm also looking for our punctuation. You know what these mean. Capital letters, full stop, comma, exclamation mark, question mark, semicolon, colons. We've not done that in year 5 yet, but you might be able to use them anyway to show that off. Definitely modal verbs. That's in our WALT. We must use modal verbs. A relative clause, can you include that? Extra information. Hugged by 2 commas in your sentence. Fronted adverbials that tell us the time, the manner, or the place of the sentence. Emotive imagery, so really feeling that emotion through your images. And obviously joined handwriting and neat presentation. So let's go back and see if I've included this in my WILF. Have I included modal verbs? Have I included relative clause, fronted adverbials? Let's have a look. Let's go through. So I'm going to pick up my highlighter pen. So I hope this letter finds you well. You are my most trusted and valued friend, who I love and cherish dearly. I am writing to ask you for your advice. I think that's an introductory paragraph, isn't it? So if I was marking that, I'd say yes, an introductory paragraph. Not too adventurous with my punctuation, but I've used ellipsis at the end, and I've used a comma here. You are my most trusted and valued friend, who I love and cherish dearly, a subordinate clause. Let's have a look at paragraph 2. My life has changed so much. I feel so alone. Now I've used a semicolon here, which breaks up my clause, but the sentence is still linked. I'm not going to go into too much detail today. We are going to do another lesson on semicolons later on. But if you remember how to use them from year 4, I've used an example of it here. My beloved husband has been taken by the war. What I like about this sentence is if I've magpied Francesca Sanna's actual words from the book. She says that in the beginning of the book has been taken by the war. So that shows the person that's reading it that I've really understood the text and I can remember some of it. My beloved husband, I've used an adjective here to describe the husband. Every morning, oh, I've made a mistake. Let's correct my mistake here. Every morning, comma. And now I put my comma in. Well done. I have used a fronted adverbial. Every morning, which tells us when that it was happening, I wake filled with fear and dread. The monstrous bombs. Oh, let's go green again. I like that. That's a good adjective. The monstrous bombs which deafen our tired ears drop by our broken windows. What have I used here? I have used a relative clause. The monstrous bombs which deafen our tired ears drop by our broken windows. So the relative clause is the part that's hugged here, which deafen our tired ears. And I've also used some good description. I could have said the bombs which deafen us drop by the windows, but I've used monstrous bombs, broken windows, and I've said deafen our tired ears. Ears can't be tired, can they? So I've used some kind of personification there as well. The buildings shake and rumble like thunder. What have I used there? Like thunder. I've used a simile, a very simple one, but a very effective one. You have to make sure that your similes make sense. Make sure that they put an image into your mind. There's no point me putting there the buildings shake and rumble like a milkshake being made or something like that, because that wouldn't make me feel scared. I've got to think of an appropriate simile. So the buildings shake and rumble like thunder, and I can take no more. So we've really got an image there of her desperation. What must I do to ensure the safety of my children? Let's see what I've got here. What's a magic pen? I don't even know what a magic pen is. I'll find that out later. Creative pen. Because we know that our WILF today was modal verbs. What must... Oh, we don't want that. Hang on. Let's try this one. What must, no. If I was in class now, children, you'd be laughing at me, wouldn't you? Let's go back to, let's do a crayon. And now you'd all go, oh, we want to see the stickers, but we're not doing that today. So what must I do to ensure the safety of my children? I've also got a question mark here at the end. So I've got a rhetorical question. What must I do to ensure the safety of my children? They are all I have left in this grey, noisy and terrifying world. Again, I have used a good selection of adjectives here. In this grey, noisy and terrifying world. Next paragraph. So I've got this paragraph here is saying what is happening, what could I do, or what, setting the scene for what can I do next. So my next paragraph here, I could try to escape. Let's pick up the crayon again. I could try to escape. There you go. I've used a modal verb. Find freedom across the border. Ever since you told me about the journeys of others to the safety of the mountains, my mind has been racing with dreams of happiness, refuge, and safety. Would this be a reckless decision? Am I foolish to think of escaping into the night with 2 small children and no one to help me? Again, a nice idea of a rhetorical question at the end. So I hope that's given you an idea of what I'm expecting today. Let's go back to the Wilf. Let's see whether I did it. Did I include capital letters? Yes. Did I include full stops? Yes. Did I include comma? Yep. Did I use an exclamation mark? I didn't, but I think I could have done one. Here, the buildings shake and rumble like thunder, and I can take no more. I could have put an exclamation mark in there. See, always going back and seeing if you can improve. Have I used, so I can tick that now, I've done that. A question mark, yes. I used a semicolon. I didn't use a colon. Okay, but I tried my best. Modal verbs, definitely. Relative clause, yep. Fronted adverbial, yep. Emotive imagery, yep. Got a neat presentation. I was typing here, so I couldn't do my joint handwriting. But I would say that was a pretty good go. I could improve it. I've done paragraph introduction. I've done paragraph 2 and 3. I've not finished it because I want you to do yours. So I've just done 3 paragraphs today. I'm expecting from you, so for 3, 4, 5 paragraphs with a suitable ending. What I mean by that, it will be you're writing to a friend. She's obviously living in a dangerous place as well. So you might want to say, I hope you keep well. I'm thinking about you. Please pass on my love to your family, or I hope I do see you again. Maybe they won't see each other again. It's a very, very emotional letter. So really taking your time today, children. Don't rush into it. Thinking about improving and editing. If you write a sentence, have you included all of the detail that you could have done? Could you improve your sentence by adding extra adjectives? Could you instead take out an image and replace it with a simile? Really, really trying your best. I want you to enjoy it. We've worked an awful lot with this. We've looked at modal verbs. We've looked at how mother is feeling. And now is the time to write. So good luck. And I look forward to reading your work later on today. See you later.